Welcome to Unbreakable U. I'm Dr. Leif Smith, and today's topic, standing out. The problem is you have grown up in a society with a lot of expectations. Our parents have expectations of us. Everyone around us has expectations of us. We're supposed to follow a certain pathway in life. We're supposed to be like the neighbors. We're supposed to keep up with the Joneses. We're supposed to follow people on Facebook and see their amazing lives and understand how our lives are not amazing like that. This is a problem, and it probably stresses you out. If you're like me, if you're like everyone else, that'll stress you out. But this is the bill of goods that we've been sold, that we need to be like everyone else. In Australia, they call this the tall poppy syndrome. Trying to stand out only gets your head lopped off. All the poppies have to be the same size. And that's what we're talking about today. You've bought into a bill of goods. You've bought into a system where we're taught to be like everybody else. Now, let's look at the consequences of that. What are the consequences of trying to fit in? What are the consequences of trying to be like everyone else, of trying to keep up with the rat race? Well, we can guess some of the symptoms here. Anxiety, fear, passivity, not feeling good enough, not feeling like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. There's always something else I should be doing. These are some of the short-term consequences, but they turn into long-term consequences. Shame, guilt, lack of confidence, lack of risk-taking. We don't want to stand out too much. We have to be like everyone else. We have to be like everyone else. And this is a problem. And there's some real problems in terms of the symptoms and what we're facing in our lives if you buy into this bill of goods. But I'm here today to tell you there's another way to do it. There's a different way to do this. And it's called standing out. Okay, so my tips today on how you can stand out on your way to being unbreakable. Number one, it's okay to be different. It is okay to be different. You need to give yourself permission to be who you are. You're not like everyone else. Why would you try to be like everyone else? You have a set of strengths that other people don't have. You have gifts that other people don't have. Yes, you have weaknesses that other people don't have, but you also have gifts. So why not celebrate that? Right? Why not celebrate that? And here's another thought. Being okay, being different means it's okay that you're not normal. Why would you want to be normal if that's what normal is? Normal is keeping up with the Joneses. Normal is dressing like everyone else, being like everyone else, earning the same amount of money as everyone else, driving the same cars as everyone else. It's okay to be different. You have to change your mindset on that. Different means you walk to a different beat. There's a different beat in your head. And that's okay. And that's actually good because it means you think for yourself. Number two, know your strengths. You really need to spend some time figuring out what you're good at, what you like to do, what comes easy to you. This is really important because this is going to be the basis for standing out. You have a certain set of gifts, you have a certain set of skills, you have a certain way of thinking, you have a lot that's different about you, that's creative, that's strong, that's easy. Some things might be easy for you that are not easy for other people. You might have some skills that other people don't have, and they just come naturally to you. So you've got to really sit down and figure out what your strengths are. And to do that, ask people around you. Ask them what they feel you are good at. Or look at what you do for hobbies. Do you draw? Do you do lots of sports? Do you like to read? Do you collect things? Do you notice things? Do your friends always make comments about how good your grammar is? I don't know. Figure out what your strengths are, because that's going to be the basis for you of feeling confident and for standing out. And number 3, last but not least, you need to be a risk taker. You're going to need to take some risks in your life. If you want to stand out, you have to risk standing out. You have to risk being different. Now, what's the risk there? The risk there is some people might not react well to that. The risk there is people will say, "Oh, you're different. You're odd. You don't act like other people." This is good feedback, folks. This is what you want to hear. When I talk to people, and a lot of times my kids will tell me this, but when I talk to people and they say, "You're not quite like other psychologists," I take that as a compliment. Or they say, "You don't really fit the stereotype." I take that as a compliment. That's a good thing, because it means I'm playing to my strengths, and I'm being comfortable in my own skin, and I'm being comfortable being me. I'm taking risks that other people might not take. For me, the risk is being seen as a weirdo. For me, the risk is being seen as not like everyone else, being seen as different. I'm okay with that. And so you, I think, should learn to take more risks in pursuing what makes you happy. It's okay to stand out. It's a good sign when people say you're weird, or "Why would you do that?" Right? It means you're thinking differently and doing differently and being different. You're standing out. You can't stand out if you don't take the risk of standing above the crowd. Very important. You need to first figure out, what are those risks that I need to start taking? Maybe you need to risk losing friends on Facebook. God forbid. Maybe you need to risk losing some people in your life that are really negative, that are very judgmental. Maybe they were supposedly friends, but those aren't the kind of friends you need in your life. You need people that make you better, people that celebrate your different qualities, people that celebrate your strengths, your risk-taking. That's who you need around you. So maybe that's the risk you need to take. Or maybe you need to change careers, or change majors if you're in college, or change relationships. I don't know. But there are certain risks that you need to take if you're willing to be different and if you want to stand out. And when you're standing out, it's a little bit different. The world looks a little bit different when you're not down among everyone else doing what everyone else is doing. And I think you'll be a lot happier that way. Again, I'm Dr. Leif Smith. Thank you for joining me today on Unbreakable U, talking about standing out. I will talk to you next time.